Hi. Hello, cutie patooties. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, lovely beans. How are you all doing today? How is everybody? A happy Wednesday to you all. First of all, Necro, congratulations on your first. And then Gon, congratulations on being third. And Zozo, congrats on being second. A very confusing turn of events here. But hi. It works. It did. How are lovely beans doing today? Hi. I made peace with life. I know I'll never be first in anything, so I aim for a consistent third. That's exactly what Plaus wants too, though. So that means you and Plaus are gonna be fighting over thirds now. Because Plaus wants to have as many thirds as possible as well. Yes, indeed, and I see a wild Zozo has appeared, yes. And it's a Coco and Plaus. Oh my goodness, you are insane. Thank you for the 90 stream streak. You're insane. This is unhinged behavior, but I appreciate you so much. What the hell? That's 3 months of streams. Actually, it's more than 3 months of streams because I don't stream every day. So that's like, we do 5. That's 18 weeks. 5 streams a week. That's 18 weeks of streams in a row. That's almost 5 months. Like, that's what? You're I appreciate you, but you're crazy. God damn. Also, hi Coco. Hello. How are the beans? This fine work in progress Wednesday. That's true, it's work in progress Wednesday. Whip Wednesday. Are you gonna be doing some arting tonight, Coco? Are you gonna be doing some arting? Oi. I aim to confuse. No, I have a goal. And I'm actually drawing close. Oh. This makes more sense now. I'm sure you got so many more though. Yeah. Okay, well now I'm actually curious what, because I remember you originally saying you had a plan for your first, seconds, and thirds. And now I'm even more curious what you're aiming for. Hi, Nether. Hi, cutie Nether. Oh, wee to you too. Oh, actually. Speaking of wee, I can give you a different wee. Ta-da! It's Kitty. Nala is doing the sleepums. She is conked out over there. See, when she's posed like that, that's when I know that Nala's like properly asleep. I'm always drawing. I mean, okay, fair, but I meant like specifically yap and doodling then. Is it yap and doodle night tonight? I mean, for me, I'd rather not fight for first, second, and just go for third. And I guess Blaze feels about the same. I shall not reveal how close I am to my goal until I'm at my goal. Of course. So chat. That means that every single one of you should now do your damnedest to steal thirds away from Blaze. I'm joking. I'm teasing. Now that with the 61% gay, hey, that's pretty good. That's a good start to the day. Let's see, how am I feeling today? I'm not sure how I'm feeling today. Okay, apparently I am top of the world today. I am very gay today. God damn. Well, yeah. The gayest gayness. Absolutely, almost absolute perfect amounts of gay. Damn, Pliers with 96 as well. Oh! Coco, no! Actually, wait. With your 4% and Pliers' 96, together you two can be 100% gay. I'm just saying, by your powers combined, the two of you could be perfectly gay. Get gayed, Catboy. I have ascended. I have ascended. Are we culting today? I'm not actually sure. I was thinking of Cult of the Lamb's still gonna be a bit out before we hop back into Cult of the Lamb. Today, I think we're just gonna kind of bounce around a little bit. I haven't actually got a set game for today. So, first we're just gonna yap a bit, and we're gonna kind of just see where the stream takes us today, you know? Today we're just gonna be present. We're gonna follow the vibes. To be fair, anyone scoring 169 would... 100%, yeah. I've actually been meaning to split off the results for everything above 100% to make a separate one for 169, and you saying that has reminded me. So I'm gonna write that down right now so I don't forget. I've got a few things on my plate today. There's a couple different things that I want to get done in like today, tomorrow. There's also some Bitcraft stuff that I'm thinking of doing, but I need to plan it out still. It's a busy planning day for the cat today. It was actually for the first time ever. For the first time in a very long time, I should say. I was so busy with different things that I wasn't even able to do all the things that I needed to do. So I still need to go like and send some emails out tonight. I actually had too much to do for once. It does not happen often, but today was one of those very, very, very rare days. Already passed that number. Hi, Shammy. Oh. Ouch. I'm sorry, Shammy. I'm sorry, it's a rough day, huh? That's an unfortunate turn of events. That's a little rough. Oh, sorry. For our... I always forget where it is. There it is. For the Bongo Catters. Oh. For the Bongo Catters. I give you Coj. If you want to bongo with the cats. There you go. At some point I still also need to update Pitbot's icon. So that Pit has a proper icon of their own. Especially now that I've got the thingy that shows the Twitch icons next to the chat message. I like seeing the icons next to the messages personally. But now that I'm seeing it, it's confronting me every time with the fact that Pitbot doesn't have an image. I need to go take a picture of Pit. Put him on the bot. And fix that real quick. Nether tackles Plies to the ground. And Plies runs up and hugs Nether. Wait a second, how does that work? Does that mean Nether tackled Plies to the ground and then ran away, and then Plies ran up to Nether and gave him a quick hug? Is that how that works? Is this what happened here? Did Nether hit you with a hit and run, Plows? A hug, tackle, and run? Thank you kindly, I am not worthy. That's a bold-faced lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Or quick. Yeah, but you had to run up. So... Did you run on the ground after you got tackled? This is a curious turn of events. But yeah. Oop. Give me... Alright, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to like. I'm trying to keep track of all the things that I was doing earlier. And so my brain is a little bit all over the place. I also just had like my sandwich right before starting stream. Because I realized I hadn't eaten lunch. So I made a quick cheese sandwich. To keep myself fed until dinner time. I'm a little chaos brain today. But I was testing out a few different thingies also for OBS, for some layout stuff. I was sending emails. I was trying to plan something with people. I feel so productive and it feels weird. You know, do you have that when you're like you know when you've been like so like busy and productive that afterwards your brain just kind of starts lagging? That's kind of the state that I'm in now. Like my brain has gone into like slow lag mode. And has just kind of been coasting forward while I'm trying to figure out what it is exactly that I want to do. Cause yeah, I was thinking like, if all else fails, we would continue some more of the Whispers of the Eyeless today. But there's like there's a couple different games kind of in the list that I was like, we could do this, we could do that. And then I just kind of never ended up making a decision between any of them. You ever have one of those? Because I'm not quite ready to bump back. We are gonna, like I said, we are gonna bump back into Cult of the Lamb. I'm just not quite ready to jump back into it immediately. So, Cult of the Lamb will probably be like next month is when we'll start Cult of the Lamb again. So we'll have like two weeks to kind of bounce back and forth between a few things. Because there's a couple things that I wanted to do. I wanna the mouse senate. Listen, okay? I make many decisions when I have to, which as a result means when I don't have to make decisions, my brain goes into slowdown. Okay? And then I don't make decisions anymore. When I'm in official capacity and I have to make decisions, I'm making decisions all the time, which means as soon as I'm no longer in that official capacity, the decision-making system goes offline and recharges for the next day. And that's where we are now when stream comes around most of the time. Hey, gun nice. You won. Yep. The winner is you. Good job. Good job. Also, Zozo with the 56 is also pretty solid. 56 is a solid result. You're still over the 50% mark. That's as long as you're above the 50% mark. I think you're in a good state for the gay, you know?
Gring gring, your phone be ringing.
Now that's a lie, because my phone never rings. Ain't nobody calling me. And if they are, my phone's on silent, so take that. It's actually kind of bad. My phone, I don't think I have heard my phone ring since I was like 14. I think when I was 14, around that age, no, probably a bit older. Like 16. From when I was 16, I discovered Do Not Disturb mode on your phone, and I turned it on. And I have never turned it off since. I literally, you could ask me what, like, my ringtone, I do not know what my ringtone sounds like. You could put a gun to my head, I would not be able to tell you what my ringtone goes to. Does it go buzz? Not at all. Absolutely nothing. It's not silent, it's full on Do Not Disturb. It has been in that state for basically forever. So it does not vibrate, it does not make a noise, nothing. And it's bad because as a person who tends to forget to check their phone, you know, it does not help reminding me to check my phone when my phone doesn't do anything whenever I'm getting messages. But at the same time, when I was getting like a bunch of messages and beeps and boops, it would bother the heck out of me. Does phone ever just disappear? All the time. All the time. I always find it. Well, no, not all the time, actually. Probably like once or twice a month, maybe. Because I have, most of the time I have very set areas where my phone goes. It's on my bedside table. It's on the left side, either the left or the back middle of my desk. When I am downstairs, it is on the left end of the kitchen counter. Unless it's in the morning and I'm making breakfast, in which it's on the right end of the kitchen counter. And that's about it. Those are the only places. Or it's in my jacket pocket when I go outside. Those are the locations my phone is in. And it is essentially never anywhere else. Except like once in a blue moon, like maybe once a month, I'll forget and then I'll put it on like on the shoe rack downstairs if I have to like quickly run to the bathroom or something. I've put it on the shoe rack there, and then I'll forget about it for the rest of the day, and then I'll eventually be like, wait, where's my phone? And then I won't know where it is. But yeah, those, otherwise it's always in those like 5 places. And I can reverse engineer in which one of those places I've left it if I don't move it from one of those places. But it's always in one of those 5 places. I only get called by Capian sometimes. See, I have a number of WhatsApp groups that tend to be very busy. So like I would always get a lot of like pings and notifications and pop-ups from that. And my phone would constantly be like, brrr. So that was why I was like, just no, I don't need that. I want to live disconnected from my phone. And so it stays on Do Not Disturb. And you will get focus from me and my phone when I decide to give focus to my phone. Which when I'm at home is almost never. So generally, I think that's the biggest issue about me not having a job at the moment. See, I used to be a lot more, like, social on my phone because I would use my phone when I'm in public transport. And public transport would be my moment of, like, oh, let me go through all of my notifications, let me respond to people's messages, let me answer some, like, whatever. Let me, like, work through all of that stuff. And then, also, did a door just open in the song? That threw me off for a second there. I swear it sounded like a door opening. But that's my moment of like, okay, let me go scroll through the notifications, let me answer some stuff, let me check Discord, let me do this, let me do that. Like, I'll do all of that stuff when I'm like in public transport on the way to work, is what I used to always do. So now that I don't have that, I've lost my allotted time of day for responding to people, which has in turn made me so much worse at responding to people. That's why I have it on silent. I have my phone on vibrate. I don't get a lot of messages or calls, so it doesn't really bother me. Fair. My partner would be freaking out if I lose it. That's fair. That's very fair. My phone only has 3 places where it lives. To my right on the desk, to my left when I sleep, and in my pocket at any other time. Yeah, see, I don't tend to wear pants at home, so it can't be in my pocket. It's in my pocket when I'm outside, but I tend to not have pockets when I'm at home. So I need to find surfaces to leave it on. I just mute all group chats. See, I would do that. But I do like to see the notifications to respond, but... Wow, Sen just told us he's a Pooh Bear at home. Have I not said this before? I feel like I have. I feel like I've explained this before. Like, I do wear before someone makes it weird, I do wear underwear. I don't walk around naked. But I don't like pants. When I'm at home, I don't like pants. They feel too restricted. Like, my movement feels restrictive. It feels weird. Exactly. Pants are optional. Shirt, on the other hand, not optional. I do wear underwear, he says unconvincingly. Nah, fam, listen. With all due respect to anybody that in the comfort of their own home likes to hang free, I don't understand. Like, I'm happy that you found what you're comfortable with, but That one makes no sense to me. Underwear option? No, underwear is not optional. No. Shirt is not optional. This is also true. Shirt is not optional. If accepted by other people in the house, why not wear pants? Exactly. Like, if everyone's fine with it, obviously, yeah, I wouldn't, like, when I was in my, actually, no. Because, like, I would sleep, I don't sleep with pants on, right? I sleep with just my underwear and shirt. And I was going to say, when I was in my dorms in Scotland, I almost never, sometimes when I woke up in, like, the middle of the night and I needed to get a glass of water from the kitchen, I did walk out of my dorm room. I don't think I ever bumped into, no, I did bump into a dorm mate before. But they were fine with it, so at least they never complained. They never said they had it. I apologized, though. I think I apologized for it once. And they're like, I don't care. So we were all good. I had a really chill dorm, actually, now that I think about it. I used to always hear people with the most horror stories from university about their, like, times in dorms. My dorm was pretty chill. The one thing was that it was a dorm of all guys. We had 6 guys, and we were all somewhat older guys as well, because we were a bit older than, like, the average. The one problem was that most of them didn't know how to clean. So it tended to get kind of messy, and I had to be the bossy mom to convince, like, get people on their asses to, like, actually clean stuff. But other than that, which honestly I didn't mind it that much. Like, it was all good. The dorm times were pretty comfy. I love wearing PJ shorts because pants overheat me. See, I haven't had PJ shorts or, like, any kind of, like, pajama pants or, like, pajama leg wear, I think, since I was, like, 13. Early teen. after that point, yeah, after that was like the point that I started sleeping in it. And I was like, actually, this is kind of comfy. It also helps, like, you can see my bed, right? It's a very soft, like, plush material that the entire thing's made out of. So that feel against my skin is just really comfy. As well. I do agree. Wait. I know people who prefer nudity. I agree it feels too vulnerable indoors. But yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I don't like not having and like covered up. I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, like what Gon says, it feels too vulnerable. Maybe that's it. It's okay, I prefer clothes. I wear a short sleeved shirt and pants to sleep in. I get too hot otherwise. Fair. Yeah, I tend to wear I do have I have a bunch of sleeping shirts. And ideally they're a little bit oversized. Like the ideal sleeping outfit for me is undies and an oversized t-shirt. That's it. It's perfect. That is no notes. Peak comfort. In fact, that tends to be my at-home outfit. Like if I'm at home, if I haven't like if I don't have to leave the house, then I'll just walk around in that all day. My oversized t-shirt. That's it. Oversized t-shirt and undies, that's it. It's so comfy. I don't know, man. Actually, weather permitting, enjoy no pants. Yes, underwear at home. However, for sleeping, I like pants. I love that we're coming up with a full format to describe our home attires. But interesting. Yeah, I have slept with pants, right? I do have a pair of sleeping pants, and especially when it gets very cold in the winter, I have like a sort of not quite like it's not quite the same as like running pants. Kind of similar. Actually, it is kind of like running pants a bit. Like those joggers pants. They're really kind of sleek, but it's kind of baggy. But it is a little bit tighter around the leg. It has like a elastic around the legs, the ankles. Um, and sometimes if I need if it's a lot colder in the winter, then I'll wear those to sleep. But if I'm not too cold, then I won't. Pants and shirt get twisted under the covers though. I don't have that problem, but I also don't really move in my sleep. So like I climb into bed. I lie down on my back. Well, I move my hair up the pillow and then I lie down on my back. And then that is the position I fall asleep in, and that is the position I wake up in. So I don't move. Yeah, exactly. I have friends whose house, if I go to, I expect nudity because that's just what they prefer. If I video call them, I expect naked ahead of time. See that? Okay, that's the one thing. It's different if there's other people around, right? So like, if I'm either if I'm staying at somebody else's place or if somebody's staying here or whatever, then the discussion occurs first. What everybody's comfortable with, right? Like I will just straight up say, for example, like I like to sleep in shirt and underwear. That's about it, and I tend to walk around the house like that if I don't have to go outside. If that is uncomfortable for you, I will wear pants. If that is fine with you, then I'll walk around like that. And like so on and so forth. It kind of it's a full it depends on what the other person is comfortable with. If the other person's comfortable with it, then I will walk around like this. If the other person is not comfortable with it, then I'll put on pants. Although, and like that, and then the same goes both ways, right? Like if they I know a friend, for example, who likes to sleep naked, which again, no judgment. I cannot imagine that being comfortable, but they are they find it really comfortable. So all power to them. That being said, if we were to sleep in the same room, I ask them to at least put on some underwear. And they have done so in the same way. So yeah. Let me make a spreadsheet. The home attire habits of Sen's chat. Exactly. Kitty's at home. The kitty's home attire. Sorry, what was it? The Meowsiners. The Meowsiner home attire. I prefer leggings for... Okay. That I could get behind, actually. See, I have 3 pairs of leggings. And the only times I ever put them on is when I am, for pole or hoop, like when I'm going to like exercise, or dance. But when I come home from dancing, I will continue to walk around in those leggings for like the rest of the day if I can. Because I find walking around in leggings is the exception to my no pants rule. Because leggings feels like no pants. In fact, leggings might even feel slightly comfier than no pants. But the effort required to put on the leggings is something I'm too lazy to do if I don't have a reason to have them on. That's the big difference, I think. I'm too lazy to actually put them on. Otherwise, I probably would walk around in leggings most of the time. Maybe even sleep in it. Dracula Sen? Well, actually, no. I was gonna say it's not that bad, but no. Sometimes I have fallen asleep with like an arm or both arms like over my chest, hugging myself. So yeah, no. Yeah. I usually went with the descriptor of a dead Victorian child, but Dracula works. Dracula probably is a bit more imposing too, so I'm gonna go with that now. I rotate like a rotisserie chicken in my sleep the proper way. Oh dear. Yeah, my sister's like that. My sister moves a lot in her sleep. Constantly just like spinning around. And then I'm the polar opposite, and I'm literally just a brick. Like, you could put a brick down on your bed, and it would be an equivalent to lying in bed next to me. I only start moving when I'm actually awake again. Like, even when you're in that, when you're in that, like, half-awake state, even then I don't move. They're just that comfortable when you're in their own skin. Oh, no, of course. Like I said, all power to them. Like, all power to people that are comfortable enough to walk around naked. But that being said, I would prefer it not in my presence. Like, if I have a friend who likes to walk around naked, I would ask, like, if they don't mind, not being naked when I'm there. Realizes that most of my male friends prefer full nudity. Close male friends. Damn. What does that say about you, Zozo? That you surround yourself in people that like to be naked around. What is that? Let's psychoanalyze Zozo for a moment. Soft cotton leggings. Yeah, no, those would be very comfy. Those would be very. I have a couple. Oh, I have some. One of my leggings is like my absolute favorite pair of leggings, and it almost pains me to say this because like aesthetically they're my favorite pair of leggings, but when I say where they're from, I always feel slightly judged.
Okay, Coco, thank you for the ASMR. Well, this is gonna feel even weirder now for me to whisper to you about leggings, but here we go. So, I have like 4 or 5 pairs of leggings, right? Different like thick ones and stuff like that, depending on like whether it's cold or not, or if I'm doing like polar or blah blah blah. But one of the pairs of leggings that I have is very thin and it's very comfy, but it's also very pretty because it has this really fun like gold lining on it and like this pattern near the leg end. And it's overall like aesthetically my favorite pair of leggings. However, that's the part that always feels a bit weird, is that it's from League of Legends. Like, I have 3 different things in my wardrobe that I bought from the League of Legends web shop, from Riot Games' store, that are all based around League of Legends. Not particularly because I like League that much, like I did enjoy League back then, but even when I stopped enjoying League, I still bought some of them, but just because the clothes are actually really good. Like one of my favorite hoodies is from League. One of my favorite leggings is from League. And then I've also got a t-shirt. But they're just really pretty and I really like them and I always feel pretty when I wear them. So it gives me happy vibes. Yeah, 3 out of 4 close male friends. I have a type, the confident type. That might be it. Wait, if you get if your type for making friends is the confident type, then how did we become friends? I mean, what? Coco, why? I heard psychoanalyze and my hand slipped. You know what? That's fair. I mean, it would make sense, right? You're comfortable around people that, because like generally people that show off themselves confident, like naked or appearance-wise, tend to be more confident in themselves. Because there has to be a level of feeling confident before you'd be able to show off yourself in that way. I consent. ASMR about League of Legends pants and sleepwear. I was not expecting this today or ever. Well, see, that is the joy of the Senato Ajibana stream. I don't know, why did I say it like that? I said it like the Americans say it. It's Senato. Okay, sorry. Panic attack aside. But yes, that is the joy of this stream. You never know what you're in for. One day we're talking about the easiest ways to dispose of a body. The other day we're talking about systematically slaughtering and dismantling a man cave. And then some days we're having ASMR about League of Legends pants and what we like to sleep in. And psychoanalyzing Zozo surrounding herself with men that like to be naked. You know, you never know what you're in for. And I think that's beautiful.
And with that, the ASMR has passed. You're confident in your own skin, are you not? I'd say I'm like 60-40 on confidence. Like, I am generally I'd say I'm confident in my own skin. Sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes like the body dysmorphia will come in and then I'll be like, ah. But I'd say I'm more often confident in my own skin than I'm not. '60 is better than 50. I'll take it. Yeah, no, I would say I am more often confident in my own skin than I'm not. But then sometimes, you know how the mind just likes to be mean to you and make you think bad things. Like I actually, there was one period of time when I was in Scotland that that was the one point where I was like, where I realized like this is not okay. The brain needs to stop. Was when I actually started to gain a bit of weight, right? I started to gain weight, but I was gaining muscle mass because I was exercising like 5-6 times a week while I was in Scotland. It was amazing. But so I started to gain a bit more weight because by exercising so much, I gained a lot more muscle mass. I was starting to like, not like bulk up. I wasn't getting like bulky, but the muscle was showing a bit, right? And I distinctly remember one day, standing in front of the mirror in my room, like in my dorm as I was like getting dressed. And I just like looked down and I was like, I'm getting fat. Like I don't even know where it came from. But like my brain, the voice in my head was just like, you're getting fat. Keep in mind, at that point, I was still underweight. Like, I was still like under what the normal like average, quote unquote, average weight should be for a man of my height. So there was absolutely no logic behind that statement, but the brain was just like, I'ma be stinky today. Very quickly, like, don't worry. Very quickly, I was like, that's not true. Like, I heard the thought, and then the logical part of my brain was immediately like, no, that's not how this works. Confident men, are any of them single? You don't want the single ones, players? Also strictly straight? Unfortunate. What do they think about a femboy? What are the thoughts on the straight men on femboys? So you're telling me to ruin a confident man's relationship instead? You know, it's a stereotype. You might as well lean into it, players. Go steal someone's man. You'd be taking my partner at that point? Do you want to take my partner? I know Zozo means it like more of like a, you wouldn't do that, right? Or like, you wouldn't want to do that. But I know like the way that it's phrased out of context can almost seem like Zozo's just like, hey, do you want to take this partner off my hands? Because I don't really want him anymore. Do you want him? Underweight and thinking I'm fat deserves a smack to the back of the head. Please administer it on my behalf if it happens again. Gently, though, it shouldn't hurt. Yeah, no, exactly. No. Exactly. That's why, like I was saying, like the moment the thought popped into my head, like I'm glad that I have a pretty strong logical side of my brain that immediately just kind of chimed in with like, listen, that's not how this works. That's just not how any of reality works. So like it was definitely not an issue. I didn't like that kind of thinking did not take root or anything like that. But it was so weird how sometimes your brain can hit you with a thought like that, where there's absolutely no basis. And it kind of puts back into perspective the way that our minds and our confidence can fluctuate for completely like illogical and immaterial reasons. Like things that, like, for something that literally just does not exist, that's completely based on nothing, and then still the brain's just like, rah. No, but if all the single men aren't good picks, what am I supposed to do? Might I introduce you to the sponsor of today's stream, your new digital boyfriend? No. God, bro. The amount of ads. The the amount of times. Do you guys get those ads too? Or has like the internet's collective profile of me just kind of summed me up as lonely single who needs like an AI partner? Because I keep getting those AI like girlfriend boyfriend ads. Like your perfect AI companion. They'll do whatever you want. They'll ask you how your day has been. Or like there's one of them that's like, do you like them dominant or submissive? And I'm just like, no. I'd prefer them very, very far away from me. Please and thank you. But every time I click no on the ads or like hide the ads away or like say that I don't want to see these ads, I just get another one. I cannot escape them. That's how I read it first. Perfect interpretation. Good luck with them. They're friends for a reason, and I have a taste in men. Alright, I'll put them on the blacklist. There's always a deal breaker or something that doesn't fit. I mean, that's fair. But like, at the same time, you're never gonna find a perfect partner, right? Every single person is going to have a flaw or is going to have an aspect that you're not gonna jive with, because it's just like it's literally impossible, right, for two people to be perfectly 100% compatible, because at that point, if you're that similar to each other, you're gonna get annoyed by the fact that you're that similar to each other. A big part of like relationships, and I think that's something that we've lost a lot in the modern era, is the fact that a relationship is also work, right? Like, a big part of a relationship is having those differences, having those things that you might not exactly jive with each other, and finding a way to work with that, not change it. Not like change the other person or change yourself into someone that they want, but to find a compromise midway through where you can both then still go through the door together. And I feel like these days, there's so much focus, both in like media, like in social media in general, and just like in everything that we get fed that has to do with romance. There's so much focus on the perfect relationship, on it being a perfect balance of you two need to like everything about each other, and you can't dislike a single thing. You can't dislike a single... If you dislike a single thing, you have to end it immediately. If there's a problem there, you have to end it immediately. But that's not how it works. And you're literally never gonna find a relationship with that kind of mentality. Tumblr spams me with sex bot ads! Yeah, and I keep reporting them as inappropriate. I remember seeing some of those ads a while ago, but not so much recently. I still get them, and it's so annoying. Up tier till you find the flaw. But are they flaws or features? Ah, like you're thinking, Gon. I like your thinking. For me, a relationship has two elements: broad generalization, enough similarity to be in the same wavelength, and enough difference to each bring interesting new things to each other. Exactly. No, that's 100% it. There's always got to be a there's got to be a level of there obviously has to be a level of familiarity and similarity, right? You need to be able to jive with each other on something. You need to have enough similarities there that if you were to eventually live together in the same house, that you'd be able to, exist and not constantly be at each other's throat. But there also has to be some differences there so that you both get to learn about yourselves together. And there's evolution there, right? The things that you both like will change over time. But as long as there's like communication and connection, just like with a friendship, the way that friendship functions around the two of you will also evolve with the two of you. And so the same goes for a relationship. That relationship will evolve with the two of you as you continue to communicate about your changes in needs, wants, likes, dislikes, and all of that stuff. That's dating in general till you find out it's poly and you're strictly monogamous or something. What? I'm missing something here. Holy. Relationships are just made up structures based on chemicals in our brain. I mean, you're not wrong. But then again, everything is made up based on chemical structures in our brain. Even the world we see before us is fake. There's so much. Like, honestly, it is actually. It's always a wild thought to me, not to get too existential here, but like literally the entire world we see is not reality. It's just our brain's interpretation of what our eyes can record. That's the moment I found out it was instant friend zone, but close friends. Oh. Alright, sometimes being humans and having knowledge about brains is kind of stupid. It is. It is wild. Our brain has existential thoughts every 10 minutes. Oh, no, same. But, like, usually I try to keep the existential stuff a little bit, like, on the down low on stream, because I know this is generally a nice, cozy space where we have good, cozy vibes. And as long as we keep it on an interesting... Because I always want the streams to be... Like, I want the streams to be cozy, but I also want the streams to be informative, right? I very much like the, like, education and learning side of things, and I think it's an important part. So, I do like that to sometimes pass through in streams, and I don't mind the semi-existential talks as long as there's an educational discussion level to it. But if it just kind of gets to, like, the non-cozy depressing side of things, that's when it's like, okay, now we cut it. Now we stop. If someone you're interested in is poly and you can't because you're strictly monogamous, I don't share and will never share. That's fair. That's fair. Have I been in that? I don't think I've been in that situation. No. I honestly don't know where I'd be in that situation. Cause like, I don't know how I'd feel. I don't think I am a poly person, but I've also never attempted it. So I feel like if I was I've also not been in a lot of relationships, right? I'm not in a relationship. But like, I feel like if I were to have a partner that I'd feel comfortable with, and they would tell me that they are poly and they would want to try, like, you know, I would be open to try on that side, but I would very much also have, like, the caveat of, listen, if I'm not comfortable with this, I will tell you, and at that point, we're just gonna have to stop the relationship or the poly side of it, at least, depending on what they're comfortable with, right? Because I wouldn't ever want to force someone who is poly to not be poly. So at that point, the relationship would just not work out. But again, it would be a communication thing. I would probably be down to give it a try to see where I stand, because I am a firm believer that you need to experience something to truly know where you stand in it, and not just kind of... Yeah. It's why I tend to not label myself a lot. Because there's just so many things that I haven't tried that I can't say whether or not that label fits to me. Because I don't know. Like, I might have an idea, but I won't know until I've tried, right? I won't know until I've experienced it. Generally how I like to do things. It's also a kind of relationship I kind of wish was more normal. Close friendships between people who might have felt attraction in some areas, decided they're not romantic relationship material, but still want to be involved with each other's lives. Yeah. But that might be my ace arrow streak surfacing. No. I think you're 100% right there. I think you're 100% correct there. I think there is 100%, there needs to be more of a light shining on those kinds of close, because they like one of the things that I like that I've heard before in the past is your soulmate doesn't have to be your partner, right? You can have a person who, well, is basically your soulmate, right? You connect with each other on a very deep, intimate level. And like it's a connection that like just is almost perfect in that sense, right? But you might not, or you don't have to necessarily have romantic relations on that level. You don't need to be romantically inclined to have an intimate and deeply connected relationship with someone. And I feel like that, for some people, that can also be a bit difficult to tell. I'm very comfortable and know my boundaries very well, so I am confident in my ability to navigate it. I don't expect others to be able to navigate that kind of relationship. That's fair. Well, that's also, like, that's another thing, right? Is it's a hard thing to navigate because a lot of people don't have experience with it, right? A lot of times, the way we navigate relationships are based on two things: our prior experience with relationships and our exposure to relationships through others or media, or like basically the world at large as we consume it. And so unless you yourself ever have that kind of intimate but friend, like that intimate platonic relationship with someone, it's really hard to navigate a relationship like that without any experience, because all of the media, all of the world at large that we like, that gets put in our faces, always highlights, if you have an intimate connection with someone, that means you're going to have a romantic or sexual relationship with them. Like it's like almost like it's been given such a equivalency in our media that until you experience it yourself, 9 out of 10 times we will see intimacy as as sexual or romantic, because that link has just been placed into our minds by the world at large, even though they are definitely separate entities. Not having heard the term until now and only after a brief Google search, sounds like kinda. I mean, there's many ways people can have non-romantic relationship. That's not what both want, but they do like each other. Wait, I don't actually know a squish. I realize now that I never actually asked what a squish is. Let me see here. Relationship. Go away, AI overview. The Aromantics Wiki. Why? I love that there's a wiki for aromantics. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The internet has gone too far, but I love it. A squish is a platonic crush where one strongly desires to be close to a particular individual, but not in a romantic way. It is defined as the desire to be close friends with a particular individual, or to become closer friends with a particular individual. One is already friends with them. I see. Having squishes is not the same as a general desire for friends. A squish is targeted towards a specific individual and can desire friends with it. Yeah, so I feel like that is like, I feel like the squish is essentially one of those levels of an intimate friendship. A friendship with high levels of intimacy, but not necessarily romantic or sexual. I think in my head there's a clear separation between intimacy, romance, and sexuality, and society tends to bunch them all together, so it's difficult to explain. Exactly. I mean, a big part of that is historically, right? Historically, intimacy, romance, and sexuality were all seen as things that are supposed to occur behind closed doors, and so they were kind of taboo subjects in the West, specifically in like the Western European / like modern day American culture. In like that historic cultural demographic group, it tended to be a very taboo subject, right? So all three of those things were immediately seen as taboo. They were pushed behind closed doors. They were bundled together, and they were never to be dug into again. And so, as a result, because they're all hidden away, it's really hard to ever learn or find any specific information as a person growing up, or a person who's trying to like find and figure themselves out. It's really hard to find information and to be able to split out those different aspects of a relationship with someone, right? And again, most media that we consume, or most media, especially on the Western side, tends to have a very high causal link between all three of intimacy, romance, and sexuality, right? They're always like, oh, if you're intimate with someone, then you must be romantically inclined towards them. And if you're romantically inclined towards them, you must get sexual with them. It feels like it's seen as a complete causal relationship, whereas in reality, they are there's a like a not a correlation. I guess yeah, no, there is a correlation. Yeah. There's a correlation between them. A lot of times people that we do have strong romantic and sexual connections with, we will have more intimate connections with, and vice versa. But that's not a causal relationship there. You could have any combination of those three. You could have high intimacy, high sexuality, but low romance. You could have high intimacy, high romance, low sexuality. You could have just high intimacy. You could have just sexuality. You could have just romance. It could be any of those. Well, yeah, but you could. Like, they're all separate bars, essentially. They're all separate aspects of a relationship. And while they will pull and tug a bit on each other as they get higher up, like, as you get deeper into one, they might start to pull a little bit on the other ones. But they're not necessarily required to go hand in hand. And I think, especially in Western culture, it's really hard. It's always been grouped together, and so it's really hard for us to realize that can not be, that there's situations, or there can be situations where that's not the case. I think in a lot of, like, Eastern cultures, for example, intimacy is seen as more of a separate, like, they do actually see intimacy as more of a separate thing, and you do have more intimate interactions between friends. And it isn't immediately, oh, does that mean you're in love? Like, for example, actually, a really easy kind of example to go with is hand-holding, right? And hand-holding is ultimately an intimate interaction with someone. If you're walking together with someone, your hands like clasped together, that's seen as an intimate connection. In the West, that's immediately tied to boyfriend, girlfriend, or like whatever, like your like your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your insert like relationship here, or some kind of like romantic sexual connection between those two people. Otherwise, you're not gonna walk with your hands like together, right? You're not gonna hold hands. Whereas in like Eastern countries, that connection is not there, right? A really good example was like when I was in Dubai, right? Dubai has still got like laws against like homosexuality and stuff like that. However, you'll see lots of men there walking hand in hand with each other. And that's not ever seen as an issue, because that's not seen as a romantic or sexual gesture, just an intimate one. Close friends can hold hands, and that's fine. But then in a lot of Western cultures, because we conflate intimacy with romance and sexuality, we immediately assume, oh, those two guys are holding hands, they must be in a relationship, you know? And it's sad that we have that kind of narrow-minded viewpoint, generally. Because it ends up boxing us in the types of relationships we can have when there's such a broad variance in what kinds of relationships you can have with somebody and what kinds of connections you can share. Sorry, I went on a full-on rant there. I just feel like some people aren't willing to take on the risk and responsibility of creating a safe, intimate platonic between people. Knowing your boundaries is key. Knowing the other person's boundaries are key. But fundamentally, it's all about communication. 100%. 100%. I missed out space. I hate how mobile doesn't let me read the whole message. No, you're good. No, but you're 100% correct. Yeah. That is 100% true. But I think, again, people are scared to take that step, and they aren't as willing to take that risk, at least in Western cultures, right? In Western cultures, people aren't as willing to take the risk of an intimate platonic relationship because we don't really get any examples of those in our lives most of the time. Communication, capitalized, underlined, circled, and in any other way emphasized. It's so important. Exactly. No, 100%. In these relationships, I felt that the risk of losing that friendship was way worse than taking on a different approach to the relationship. And it was a mutual feeling that was communicated. Yeah. No, I get that. 100% that. 100% that. There are just those kinds of relationships where your connection with the other person is the most important part of it. And in what way that connection ends up blossoming isn't as important. I'll walk hand in hand with all my friends if they're... 100, yeah, same. I would walk hand in hand with some of my friends if they were comfortable with it, but yeah. But I'm also, like, again, I am happy that I was able to see more intimate connections growing up that weren't necessarily romantic or sexual, right? And part of that was also, like, in my family. Like, in my family growing up, sure, hugs were normal, but we would give each other a kiss, right? You'd give each other, like, a little kiss on the cheek. Sometimes a little kiss on the lip. And it was not, like, a romantic thing. There was not anything weird about it. It was purely just loving intimacy between family members, between parents and children, and between siblings. And there was no weird nature there because it was just an intimate connection. And I know some people, like, whenever I would mention that, would be like, oh, you kissed your dad on the lips? Like, yes. But it's not because there was something weird there. That was just okay, good night. Or I love you, bye. That was just the normal thing. And there was nothing, like, sure, there are obviously situations where people would make something weird out of that. But, like, that was not the case here. And there was just that separation again where people can't separate intimate with romantic and sexual. And even now I'm bundling romantic and sexual together, but like intimate with romantic, intimate with sexual. But yeah, if they're okay with it, I'm especially careful if they have a partner already, because no, 100%, right? Communication is the most important part. Communication is the most important part with intimacy in general, because you can't get intimate with someone without being able to communicate properly. I haven't in a while, and I don't know that I would. I tend to sweat with my hands after some time, even with my wife. I only do when it's cold. I have sweaty hands sometimes. I don't care. Hold my damn hand. Yeah, same. Well, I don't really have sweaty hands that much, but like I still am on the same page of just hold hands. It's fine. I don't care if you're sweaty. For me, it's just become uncomfortable after a bit. I have warm hands. Oh yeah, no. If you're not comfortable with it, then don't do it. I for example, I don't tend to hold hands that much, but instead we go arm in arm. I tend to like interlock arms with my friends a lot. With the friends that are comfortable with, right? So like we'll just lock our arms together and walk like that. It's very cozy. A lot of people I know, they don't like physical contact outside of a relationship apart from a handshake at all. No. I know. There are a lot of people like that. My most of my male friends, I've said this before on stream, but I trained them to accept hugs. I taught them to hug. To hug each other. Because I would give them hugs. And at first they were kind of like, obviously I didn't just like force it on them. But like I would give them a hug and they would like accept the hug. And then, but like you could feel the kind of like rigid like awkwardness behind it. And then over time, because I would hug them every time I'd greet them and then off every time I'd leave them, slowly but surely they started to get more comfortable with that level of physical contact and intimacy between friends. And now the entire friend group does it. Also, not just with me. Like, it used to just be me to them and them to me. And slowly they started to not only get comfortable with hugging me, but with hugging each other as well. And now, like, whenever we do meet up for like a birthday or we get together and we do something, and then when everyone's leaving, everyone starts giving each other hugs. It's very comfy. It's very cozy. It's beautiful. But it's part of that, like, they needed to learn that, like, that level of intimate interaction can be there without any strings attached. In Argentina, it's normal to greet any friends with a kiss on the cheek, regardless of gender. So yeah, society's definitely set different. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, especially when it comes to intimacy, the Western, like the European and like American cultures are very, very like lock everything behind the door. It's all taboo, right? In the past, especially. Nowadays, we're slowly starting to warm up to things like that, where like stuff like sexuality gets talked about more often, romance is allowed to be seen more often. But like, it used to always be, you had to be a straight-faced robot outside in public, and any kind of other interaction had to happen behind closed doors, just with you and that other person. And so like, because of that thought process, that's still like to this day fed into how many of us have grown up and how we see the world and interactions. Start making plans for emigration. Arm in Arms are great. Yeah, I really like Arm in Arm. I had one of my friends in uni, actually. We had she and I had a very intimate friendship. We were very comfortable we were very comfy with each other. Part of that was also because both of us were in another country. We didn't know a lot of people when we moved there. We got into contact with a couple of other people because we all got in. A lot of my classmates and I got into contact in a group chat in like the months leading up to moving there. But like we didn't actually know each other properly. Like, we were all still very like in unfamiliar space. And we ended up vibing with each other very well. And so we ended up having a very close, intimate friendship over the course of that year. And like, we would hang out, we would sit in each other's dorms. We had a few times where like, if one of us was feeling overwhelmed, we would literally just like lie down on the bed and cuddle. And we just kind of fall asleep like that sometimes. And there was nothing romantic or sexual there. It was purely just like that level of intimacy between friends. And like, we would talk about like people that, because we were both at one point, we were both still doing that while we were like out dating, right? So it wasn't also because like I remember I told a story like about this. I told this story to someone before, and they were like, "Are you sure she didn't just have like a crush on you?" And I was like, "No, because she was literally dating someone." Like, she and I at one point were both dating someone, like dating different people. But we were still doing this because it was just, there was nothing romantic or sexual there. It was purely just an intimate friendship. And we would literally like lie there and talk to each other about stuff like that. And it was just comfortable. And alright, not being able to spread that love is torture, yeah. Sometimes it's just let me shower you in love, yeah. But you also have to be careful, and that's the thing that I think is the most important, right? Again, because there's so many people, especially in the Western world, that have this, that haven't experienced intimacy without it being tied to romance or sex. Like sex or sexuality, sorry. Because it hasn't been tied to romance or sexuality, an untethered intimacy like that, you need to not overwhelm them with it. Right? You need to like take it slow with that person. You need to make sure like, yes, I want to shower in your love, but you also don't want to shower them in love to the point that they get overwhelmed. Because it can be very overwhelming, right? Like in the same way that like you can teach people that fire does not only burn, but fire can also comfort. You have to teach them slowly with small bits of exposure that intimacy can be platonic and doesn't have to be romantic or sexual. I had to teach my little sis that hugs are good too, yeah. That's Kovu and I. We have been asked if we were dating many times. Been purely platonic for years. Exactly. No, 100, exactly. No, 100% that. That is 100% like that level of kind of relationship and friendship that you can have with someone. Like being able to like it's the same as well like when you share a hotel room with a friend and then someone's like, oh, you know. And it's like, no, we're comfortable with you. Hi, Linda. Speaking of comfortable, you know who I'm really comfortable with? Yeah. You know who's really, really comfy, cozy, and magnificent? That one right there. You should go click that. You should go click that. You should go look at them. Because they are an absolutely wonderful comfy, cozy bean. Exactly. Comfy, cozy Linda. Exactly. Linda is so comfy, cozy. In terms of like people that I could immediately feel like, I'm gonna hold your hand, just you wait. Exactly. Like literally that level of like instant comfort and like recognition, 100% there. Speaking of. Fire can cook, exactly. I dragged him into my bed to sleep when we were on a trip together. I just wanted company. Yeah. No. I've had that before as well with like another friend of mine, where she stayed the night once. And she was staying the night here. So she stayed the night, we were in my bed. And at one point she was like, listen, I know this might sound weird, but would it be okay if we cuddled? Because it helps me feel a bit more like comfortable when I'm sleeping in like another place. And again, there was nothing there. She had a boyfriend. There was no interest between us. But I was like, yeah, 100%, sure. I'm okay with that. I don't mind. And then we ended up cuddling the rest of the night and we fell asleep. And it was wonderful. And nothing weird happened. But I feel like it's so hard for people to believe that because then so many times when I would tell that story, someone would be like, yeah, but are you sure like one of you didn't try to, you know? It's like, no. Because that doesn't need to happen. None of my friends I have right now want to cuddle. Plus, if you weren't so far away, I'd give you a cuddle. I'd give you cuddles. If you ever come up this side and you want to stay the night, you'll get cuddle puddle. We'll give you cuddles. 100%. On my way, I'll get my cuddle on with you. There you go. Everybody is gonna cuddle puddle Plaus. We're gonna put Plaus in the middle of the cuddle puddle. Keep Kovu away. He brings the wet. I'm sorry. Zozo, please. What the heckies? What the heckies, Zozo? I am made for cuddling, all soft and squishy, and as soon as experience I get yes. No, 100% correct. Can confirm. I co-sign on this statement. The wet. Yeah. There's almost a part of me that wants to quote that. Like, there's a part of me that wants to quote that. Just take Zozo out of context there. I would quote that, not gonna lie. Class, would you like to do the honors? It's not as bad that I'd want to quote that. Just do it. Quote it. Go ahead. You know what? Actually, we're all bouncing around on this idea. Let's just do it. Quote it. Would you want to quote it, Class? Otherwise, I will. I don't care. Memorialize it. Perfect. There we go. We've got permission. Okay. That's moving fast. It's a puddle. He likes to say he brings the wet. Fair enough. I did a big thing today and I'm proud of myself. Oh, what did you do, Linda? What did you do? What did you do? Tell us. Thank you for the quote, players. I finally cleaned my depression room today. I can see my floor. Oh my goodness, Linda. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Well done. That's so good. Oh, I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I have my PC already on my desk, just waiting for monitor, and then can set her up. Let's go. I just need a vacuum, but that will be for tomorrow. That's fair. That's fair. Hey, you already cleaned up the room. That's already, like, amazing. That's already phenomenal. Well done. Keep some of the... Exactly. Spread the dopamine around a little bit. Keep some of the dopamine for tomorrow. Then you can look at the difference after you vacuumed and be like, today's a good day as well. I'll spread my dopamine all over. Hey, yo. Hey. If you insist, what? So many. There are a lot of tackle hugs today. Yeah, chat. I was thinking. Should we make a command where you can claim someone else in chat for a cuddle? I was thinking of this the other day, right? You could claim another person in chat for a cuddle. But yeah, you get to it was essentially I evolved the thought of the, cuz you know I added the hug to like steal them away for the pillow fort, right? We added the hug with the steal someone away into a pillow fort. So the idea would be kind of similar to those that have been in Kai's stream. Kai has a thing where you can like claim another member of chat, and you can only get claimed once in the stream. So the idea would be, the idea that I thought, yeah, exactly. Kai has the lick command. Now, I don't think I'm gonna quite go that far. Very possessive, exactly. That's not quite where we're going with this one. So in this one, the idea that I had, and we can workshop it, is that you could !claim someone to ask them if you can claim them away for cuddles. Only one person, a person can only be claimed by one other person, and the other person would then have to, like, I don't know, ! consent. Something along those lines, to accept to be claimed away for the cuddles. And then, the two of you are now in cuddle pile. And either, there were two conflicting thoughts that I had in my mind. Either you could do option one, each person's only allowed to cuddle one other person, right? Or, so then that means that both of you would then be off limits for anybody else to cuddle. Or, second option is cuddle piles, where if then you wanted to cuddle with that, if someone else wanted to cuddle, say Klaus and Zozo start cuddling, right? Klaus and Zozo start cuddling, and then Linda wants to cuddle. Linda could then join in, and then within the context of the bot, Klaus, Linda, and Zozo would be in a cuddle pile together. But then, say for example, Gon and Coco was also in chat. I needed to find names to play with. Say Gon and Coco wanted to cuddle, but didn't necessarily want to be in the cuddle pile with everyone else. Then they could choose to like cuddle each other, and they would then be seen as their own separate cuddle pile. And so you could end up with a bunch of little cuddle groups, or you could end up with one big cuddle pile, and the whole system would require a claim and a consent, or a cuddle and consent, right? So everyone would have to accept going into the cuddle pile. And I think the way that you'd have to do it, it would be like one person would have to like be the one that sends out the request, and the other would be able to pull it in. Would the command be able to keep track of the cuddles? So if more people increase the size, the pile it grows. But then if there are two piles and one person's on one, but someone from another pile cuddles a person from the first pile, they merge? Yeah, so I would want the command to keep track of the groups. If we so first question, would we have, because from what I can see, I think everyone likes the cuddle piles more than just the segregated duos, right? I feel like there's a consensus that everyone would want to cuddle pile more than they would want to just have individual cuddle groups. Because then if it is cuddle pile, the idea would be, would keep track of the groups. So the bot would record away the information of the current groups. Every time someone is added to a group, or every time someone forms a new group, those groups would be there. But a person can only be in one group at a time. And then from there, we could decide, like, it could go either way. Either if people from two different cuddle piles want to cuddle, they could then either merge the piles, or the person could leave their current cuddle pile and then join a new one. Piles with only one cuddle claim per person. No. So the one cuddle claim per person was before. So like I said, sorry. Let me slow myself down. Rewind. Refocus. Words. Okay. So originally, I had two separate ideas. Two versions of the idea. One was the claim system. So you would claim another person for a cuddle, and then the two of you would disappear off into cuddle land, and that would be done. And no one could join you, no one could claim you. The two of you were now a cuddle pair, and you were gone, and everybody else in chat had to pick from somebody else in chat if they wanted to cuddle. The piles would be a separate thing, is the second idea. So has nothing to do with the limited amount of claims. The piles would just be Klaus wants to cuddle Zozo, boom, Zozo consents into cuddle pile. Then Linda wants to cuddle Klaus, Klaus consents, Linda gets added into Klaus and Zozo's cuddle pile. That would be how it would work. Or Klaus wants to cuddle Zozo, Zozo consents, becomes cuddle pile. Klaus then also wants to cuddle Linda, gives request to Linda, Linda consents, Linda gets added to cuddle pile. So you would get to choose, right? So there would be no limit in how many times you can offer someone to cuddle in the piles option. It would just be a thing that you can do. Okay, yeah, then my vote's on the pile. Yes. All right. It sounds fun to program. That's great, because then my second follow-up to this is plus. Plus. My lovely little programming twink. Would you want to work out this idea with me? I see his bongo tapping away. This is a good sign. Yeah, see, this is the one problem. Maybe I need to learn how to code. However, I'm also just too brain off to do. I get so overwhelmed when I look at it. I don't think I can ever learn to code. Not because, like, there's also a part of me, like, there's a part of me that wants to learn how to code because then I'd be able to make these things on my own instead of bothering players. If you're in the pile of cuddle command recruits, if you're outside the pile of cuddle command joins. Yes. Yes. You don't bother me. Wee, wee, wee. Well, I'm still gonna bother you anyway. Wee, wee, wee. Well, yeah. Can I wee, wee, wee you into, I love how wee, wee, wee has just kind of become this, like, insert term. It's becoming a vocal stem at this point. But, would you want to work on, would you want to help with programming this command together? The system. See, chat. You gotta remember, 90% of the bot side of this stream only functions because we have such a magnificent programming twink. The true secret to a successful stream is to find yourself a programming twink. Or become a programming twink yourself. Now, I don't think I can become a programming twink. So I, instead, opted to find a very cute programming twink to help me. The only person who bothers me right now is the neighbor who's smoking weed while I want to air my apartment. Oh no. Oh no. That's the one issue that, like, I'm all for people, like, enjoying their weed and smoking and whatnot, right? Like, let people have their whatever. The one issue that I have with weed is that it's so stinky, man. Like, it smells so bad. Like, I don't have a problem with people smoking weed. I just wish it wasn't so stinky. I wish it wouldn't stink up the entire, like, area. Of course, yay! Also, Zozo, thank you for the hydrate. I completely forgot. I saw it, and then I proceeded not to hydrate. So now I'm gonna hydrate extra to balance it out. Because I just noticed that from the almost 2 hours of yapping, my throat has started to get a little bit sore. Also, I think today might just be a just chatting stream, chat. I think it's just gonna be a yapping stream today. And honestly, I'm here for it. We've been having some good yappage. So I'm here for it. Me with my panda bean, aka my tech mod, he basically runs the stream. I just sit and look pretty. No, that's fair. And that is something you're very good at, Linda. Sitting and looking pretty. Actually, those are two things that you're very good at. I will never live in an apartment after this one. Way too many neighbors. So much speaking. Therefore, hydrate the throat. Yeah. No, I get you, yeah. I feel like it depends where your apartment is, right? Cause like, I was cat sitting for one of my good friends in his apartment for 2 weeks when he and his wife went on holiday. And like, they had a pretty nice apartment complex. The noise, like, you didn't hear much noise from the neighbors. There wasn't a lot of like carryover. The most that I had was like sometimes I'd see them pass the window when they were going to their apartment, but like that was about it. And that really, like, I could just close the curtain if it was at a point of the day that I didn't want to see someone else. So like, I feel like it's very dependent on where your apartment is and the environment that you're in. Also, want to hear a thing I just realized? I see. That makes sense. That's because they can pay for a good apartment together. No, they were, so, not quite. Not quite. Because, like, the apartment belonged to one of them, and then they moved in together. Well, not quite that either. The apartment belonged to one of their parents, and then they moved into it. But, yeah. It is, like, more of, like, a single-person apartment for the most part. But, like, because they can just put a double bed in. There you go. But that's, it is pretty much like a one-person apartment. Only bottoms can read that. Classic bottom text. I need the bottom text meme. Just bottom text. And then it's a picture of you. When you're done cooking, do not forget to turn the fire off when you're done and leave a pan on a low fire and... Oh, Linda, no. Linda, no. Now I need to look for a new pan. Oh, no. It was my favorite pan. Oh, no. That's even worse. Oh. Yeah. We had one of those, you know those kind of like special coated plastic spatulas for like cooking, right? Like they're not actually plastic, they're like rubber, but we had one of those. After a while, those will eventually get so old that they no longer can handle the heat that you cook them with. Let you use them like to cook, you know? And I learned that a few days, like 2 weeks back when I was cooking. I think, when I made the fried rice, actually. When I was frying an egg to put on top of it. Well, no, that wasn't the fried rice. Never mind, I'm being stupid. No, it was because my uncle doesn't like the runny egg. So we fried the egg for him on the fried rice. The fried rice? No, it wasn't the fried rice. It was the yakudon. That was it. Anyway, he didn't want like the raw runny-ish like yellow egg. So we just fully fried the egg for him. And then as I was like trying to scrape the egg out, I just like and I lifted the egg up and I just saw that like a portion of the bottom side of the spatula had melted onto the pan as I was scooping the egg up. So that was unfortunate. Yeah, those eventually die after a while, and then it was very heartbreaking. I tossed out the egg and the spatula. The pan we were able to save though. It took a while. We had to like clean it like 5 times, but eventually we were able to get all the melted plastic out of it. So that was good. And we had a spare. But yeah. It was painful. Because I was like, and the worst part is I didn't notice it at first, because I did feel it a little bit, and I was like, oh, maybe there's just a bit of the egg that like stayed stuck to the pan. And then I started to smell like the burnt plastic smell, and I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fair enough, bless. I'm gonna save this and make you read that out loud in Yap and Doodle. Yes. Fair. Yeah, no, yep, that's about, yep. You should 100% do that. And then we can test to see if I understand bottom speak as well as I think I do. Because then, if it sounds, if it's, I'll see how similar what I said is to how Plaus reads it out, and then we'll know. Heights. Oh my god, wanna go pan shopping together? Can I just be there? Can I just be physically present and watch you guys shop for pans? It was very heartbreaking. But thankfully we had a spare, so we have the other spatulas. We're okay. We're live. But I'm so bad at shopping. My brother has some good ones. I just forgot the name. Oh. I tend to be I was always like, whenever my parents went shopping when I was a kid, they always wanted to take me with, because if I spontaneously, like in my distracted child state, gravitated towards something, 9 out of 10 times, it was a good thing to buy. So they would literally just like put me down in a store and they would see what I would walk towards, and then they would usually end up buying that thing. Because somehow my mind I just ended up randomly picking the good object. Like when we would go like grocery shopping or like getting like fresh fruits and vegetables, they'd wait for me to pick up the tomatoes, and I'd always pick up like the perfectly round ripe tomato. Or like just the perfectly like ripe like avocado. Kid Sen used to have this special sense for quality that adult Sen definitely does not have. Hides, I mean, yeah. Well, duh. I gotta hold your hand now. Oh, true. True. Kitchen supply shopping with me is dangerous? Oh, no, why? Yomi and ASMR. So time to pay up! Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Wait, why does... Okay, wait, Coco, I'm gonna need you to explain. Why does Plies owe you an ASMR? I don't believe I've heard this one. I think this is information that I was not made aware of. So I'd like to know why Plies owes you an ASMR. If you would be so kind as to share the story with me. Okay. Oh. I really want a plead emote like that one. Ezzy has such a cute plead emote. I'm definitely gonna look at like Ezzy's emotes when I'm pulling together inspiration for what I want the next batch to look like. Well, I was gonna get a maid dress, and all the drawing of me in the maid dress. Oh, true. Last time I went kitchen supply shopping, I went into my local supply shop and I came out 3 hours later and 300 euros poor. Oh dear. So, okay, see, that is something that I'm good with though. So I can be the friend that you drag along, that you say before you go into the store, okay, I can only spend this much money and I need to buy this, this, and this and nothing else. I will be the one that hangs around your shoulder the entire time going, you don't need that. Put it back. That's not what we're here for. Come on. I'm like the art devil making deals. The evil. I can just see Coco with that evil little smile. That evil smile. And they're like, like to make it evil. This is true though. That is actually true. Considering, I've also made a deal with the art devil that is Coco. Should we give Coco a role in the Discord called Art Devil? Coco, do you want your own Discord role as the Art Devil? Oh, yes! Chat. Um... Sorry, I saw a message from Tally. I need to quickly respond to. Also, Tally is helping me because I'm setting up a giveaway thing. Because we've got Bitcraft giveaways coming soon, chat. I'll give you a small I've got for as part of the next update celebration. Because there's a new event coming to Bitcraft in tomorrow's update. The spring event's coming around, and as part of the events, we as Bitcraft partners will be handing out some beta cubes. So I'm getting giveaway bot set up for that for Sunday. Vitaly's helping me with that. That was one of the many things that we were working on. But yes, I've got a lot of cubes to give away. I have more than a dozen cubes to give away. So it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of cubes. There's a lot of beta cubes. It'll probably, the way that I've planned to do the setup for it is that they will be one per person at most, though. So if you win one, that's your one. I want to like spread out the cubes to give as many people a chance as possible. But it will also cost channel points to join. So, I mean, it'll only be... I'm probably going to put it at about 500 channel points. But yeah, more double cubes. You don't know. You might have that rare flash of luck and get the D8 instead. The dodecahedron. No? The octahedron. The octahedron. There you go. Get him. Grab him. Get him right now. Don't let him get away. Grab that fish. Nobody let that fish get away. I've been meaning. I've got a bone to pick with this fish. Thank you. Thank you. This fish is not getting away. Hi, Joe. Hi. What flavor are the cubes? So many flavors. We got purple rock flavor. We got orange rock flavor. We got green rock flavor. We got all the rock flavors. So many colored rock flavors. Super tasty cube. I need you to be that person because I went shopping with my crush Nicole like last month and I made him be that stern person and for some reason I listened to him. Perfect. You just need one person to be like, do you really though? I'm gonna tie him down with my tail. Perfect. It's okay. If you wrap your tail around his torso, I'll wrap my tail around his arms. And then we maybe need like one other person to wrap their tail around like his legs. Does that sound like a deal? Or I guess. Wait, I like being restrained, JK, unless. So does this mean we're getting art of tail restraints? Tail restraints? We just draw JK? Doubt? Yes. Yeah. You're not convincing anybody. I can make you dice a tofu. You know, that's true. Pliers can make you tofu cubes. But I'm gonna give you rock flavored cubes, so. I have a Celestite. You have the Celestite was tier 10, right? The white cube. Yeah. I wish I get one of the fancier ones at some point. I'm still sad and will always be sad that the pre-alpha cube just transformed into a beta drop. They should have let us pick our drop from it. This is a hill I will die on. I agree. Oh, Celestite's teal. Right. Yeah, that's tier 7. No? 8. 8. 8. 7 is yellow. Yeah. 8 is teal. There we go. I got there eventually. Trust. Fair. I do agree though. That would have been nice if the pre-alpha cube could have been just like a pick. That would have been nice. Don't tell him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for. Okay. Sorry. Give me. Sorry, chat.
Joe. Chat's gone for a minute. It's just you and me here. Okay? I'm gonna need you to listen to me right now. Alright? Look me in the eyes. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't look away. Look at me. Never, ever, ever apologize for taking time for yourself. Ever again. Okay? Not a single person here should ever feel the need to apologize for taking time for themselves for whatever reason. Okay? You are important. You are valuable. You deserve everything that you could possibly need. And if you need time for yourself, you deserve to take time for yourself and not feel like you have to apologize to anyone for it. Okay? So don't you ever apologize for that again.
Okay, love you. And that's just a fact. So you better listen. I know you're good at listening, so I don't have to worry. Arrives back from the void. Welcome back. Anyway, so how's everyone doing? Oh, and right as oh dear, now there's an ad break. Rip. What just happened? Nothing to worry about. We just had a little blackout, you know. The classic. Sometimes the Eldritch Beans need a moment. We just had to drop out for a second there. Yeah. Hug the fish. Hug the fish, chat. Yep. Stop. Too bad. Too bad. Boop. Yep, there we go. Boop the fish. Yep, boop the fish. Hug the fish. Coco steals Joe away for a cuddle in the snuggle. A snuggle in the pillow fort. Get stolen. Exactly, we love Joe in this household. There's not a person here that does not love Mr. Fish. And if there is a person here that does not love Mr. Fish, then you're not going to be here for very long. I'm sorry to say. Hi, Pendris. How is Pendris? Also, good job on that perfect 50%. Hey, yo. Look at you being the perfectly balanced. How is Pendris doing? Oh my goodness. Not one to be outdone. Linda matches Pendris in the perfect 50% as well. Look at these bisexuals in this house. We love a bisexual in this household. Right? Right? How do I say thank you? Like me, give love, not take it? Well, unfortunately, today you're just gonna have to take it, Joe. And it's fine, because I'm 100% sure that you know how to take it. You can take it. Just be pretty and take it. Joe is also another. That's crazy. Okay, that's wild. 3 perfectly balanced in a row. Damn. Look at these bisexuals. Bye. Don't worry, I'm very good at giving. Exactly. You're just gonna have to be on the receiving end for a bit longer, Joe, until you get used to it. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to keep you on the receiving end until you get used to it. But me cry? Crying's good. As long as it's not pain cry. As long as it's not a cry because it hurts, then it's good. And even then, well, obviously you don't want to continue to do the thing that causes the pain cry, but... Exactly. Get loved. I mean, sometimes crying... You're not wrong. You gotta let it out sometimes. You gotta let it out. You gotta release the inhibition. Feel the rain on your skin, you know. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. I hate myself for that, but my brain really needed me to do that there. I'm at the best streak number and it won't let me post it. Oh no. 69 boobs to God. Thank you for the 69 boobs, Pendry. We appreciate you, holy heck. I really wish, I would love so much for Twitch to give us... I really, Twitch, you're out there. Chat, here's what we need to do, okay? We need to take this to the big streamers, alright? So everyone in chat, I want you to go to a bigger streamer that you have a connection with, right? And I need you to get them to get their bigger streamers to bully Twitch into allowing us to customize the streak points for stream streaks. To allow us specifically so that we can turn the 70 stream streak into a 69 stream streak. That's all I'm saying. That's all. And then the 170 into 169. Not that I imagine anyone would ever get there, but in case someone would, it's good to have that option available. Alright? Or to just add an additional stream streak point, or the ability to just call out your streak, even if it doesn't give additional. Alright? That's what we need. That's what we need. I release sometimes for sure when pain. I mean, huh? Linda. This right here comes from the person who wants you to so vehemently believe that they're not a bottom. I'm sorry. I know, right? Hate crime from Twitch. I mean, say what? See, at least Joe accepts that he's a bottom. Linda, on the other hand, to convince you that they're not a bottom, and then they say stuff like that. Slice is over halfway there. That's actually true. Slice is over halfway there, and that scares me. Just you wait. If you were... Okay, wait. 169, right? that would be, it would be 5 streams per week. So it would be 10 streams per 2 weeks. So that would be 44 weeks of streams. That would be 44. That is almost an entire year of not missing streams. That would be insane, players. I'm working towards 420. Holy Jesus, Pendris. I genuinely think that if even like, no, I feel like at that point, if Plows hits the 170 stream streak, I think I might just actively faint on stream. I think I would be so overwhelmed that I might actually just straight up collapse on the spot. I'm not a bottom, what do you mean? As a resident bottom, gotta love the Dom play. Hey, yo. Sorry, I'll leave. No, you get your ass right back here, Joe. You ain't leaving. Don't you leave. Don't you dare. Not allowed to leave. Exactly. Thank you, Pendris. Don't you cheeky pout. I will pout when I dang well, please. Brat. Alright, what was that? My biggest streak I got on a stream was 364, and then Twitch fucked me over. Oh god. I was pissed when I had a streak of like 70-ish on Tally's stream that I lost. And I'm back up to a streak of like 30-ish now. So I would have been at about 100. And I lost it because Twitch just hates me. And I'm so upset. Oh, 1 second. Nala wants to leave. Also, let me turn the cat cam off so people aren't just staring at my bed. Because you gotta pay for that. What? It has been released. Okay, there we go. I had a 55 streak, and then I left the state for a week, and it's gone. Oh no, Joe. Twitch mobile never counts me as watching even. Doesn't? That's so dumb. What the heck? Do you have... Because like usually... Do you ever see the channel point chests when you're on mobile, Joe? Because it should count. Yes. Because usually you need to be watching the stream for long enough for a chest to pop. And then it will count you towards your streak. Is how it should function. But it just didn't do that. I'm sorry, friend. That sucks. That's so rude. I claimed the chests on mobiles, but my streak was gone when I got home. Oh no. That's the thing that annoys me, is then it doesn't give you the notification of like, hey, watch a VOD to avoid losing your streak. I have the same problem, but with desktop. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so I know desktop Twitch like has a lot of interesting rules as to how it decides whether or not you're watching a stream. Because I know sometimes it disappears. And I know I've seen like I've done little experiments every now and then. So I usually have the viewer numbers hidden, right? But every now and then when I was testing this, I would reveal viewer numbers and then pull up the user list of chat. So I would see how many people are in chat and then what the current viewer numbers are. And a lot of times I would see more names in the chat list than the number of viewers that it would show are like currently watching. So there's something there where even though you're in chat, if you're doing something, Twitch doesn't think you're actually viewing. And I know some people's theories is literally just if you're not chatting, it stops seeing you as a viewer. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if I believe that. Because that feels a bit counterintuitive. But there is something there that ends up disconnecting you as a viewer on Twitch, even though you're still technically in the chat. Because I've had it before, for example, so Tally and I both use the same lurk bot, right? We both use the same lurk system, and the way it works is it watches the chat, and as long as you're in chat, it watches like the same way Twitch checks if you're in the stream. It watches if you're in the stream, and it will, once you start lurking, it'll count the time until you either return and stop your lurk, or until Twitch no longer sees you in the stream. Now, technically, it only needs to stop seeing you in the stream for like a second before it stops counting you. I've gotten that on desktop, my viewer count and chat count aren't... No, exactly. Yeah. So, there's something, and it fluctuates a lot. I've especially noticed that, like, I checked again recently, and it fluctuates a lot. And I think that there's something there where Twitch stops counting you, but if just for a bit, and then it starts counting you again, and sometimes it just doesn't count you at all. And I know one of the things that it does is that some browsers will unload the stream if you have it in a separate tab and like have it muted. So one of the things I do to bypass that is I always keep the streams at 1% volume if I'm not in that active tab at that moment. Or if I'm not like actively watching it to lurk, I'll keep it at 1% volume so I can still hear a little bit and so that the tab stays active. But there's something else as well that causes it to still like disconnect you at some point. And I haven't figured out what that is. And I'm hoping to figure it out, but it's really hard to do. Science is tough, especially when you don't have a lot of data points. Like, I need a bunch of people to test with. And there's also so many different variables, right? Because different browsers act differently. Your internet provider might, like, cut you out for a second, and that might, like, disconnect you from Twitch for, like, so fast that you don't notice, but it's fast enough that the bot does. There's so many things that, like, could be interfering, and it's hard to figure out which one it actually is. I've been streaking since the first time I could on your stream. Yeah, I know. You and Star both. It's actually freaking... It's crazy, bro. Both of you are insane, and I appreciate you so much for it. But it's insane. Having a tab open almost cost me a 30s streak. It really affected my affiliate score because I'd have 6 people come in, but at the end of the stream, it'll only count 2.5. Yeah. The affiliate thing is a bit... It's the same with like... It's why I never envy people that are going on a partner push, right? Like, once people start hitting the requisite numbers to try and go for Twitch partner, like, that is a nightmare situation. Because you need to have the 75 average viewers for, like, every stream for a month. Which means any kind of fluctuations that you have, if you start off with a bit of a lower number, you're going to have to stream longer to make sure that numbers, you've got to get raids, you've got to, like, there's so much stress involved. I do not that try to do stuff like that. like, props to them for getting to partner, but holy heck, that kind of stress is insane. I'm glad that like the affiliate, but like, ugh, especially with like how inconsistent the viewer numbers are on Twitch's end. I do not envy anyone that's like actively. That's also why I don't look at numbers. That's also why I don't look at the viewer counts. It's why I have it hidden at all times, because one, it's just not always reliable. But two, it can really get in your head, right? Even when you're not doing, like, I'm not streaming for numbers. I'm not streaming to try and make it big, right? I have no particular ambition to become a Twitch partner or something like that. I just want to have good, cozy, comfy vibes with good, cozy, comfy people. And to that extent, I feel like I've already succeeded. So you guys are fucking immaculate. Sorry, I felt like I had to swear for that one. But even in that situation, if I would look at the numbers, if I see the numbers and I see that we're at like 10 people at the start of stream, and then like partway through it drops down to 5, that still messes with your head, right? That still gets in your head of like, oh no, I'm doing something that like they don't like, and people are like leaving, and oh no, what did I do that's wrong? Oh no, blah, 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 blah. And then you end up in this like spiral, even though it probably wasn't something that you specifically did. Like maybe they just had to like people just had to step away because they were busy. Or 2, it could literally just be Twitch glitching out and showing a lower number. Meanwhile, those 10 people are all still there, right? So like looking at the viewer counts is just not worth it. It's always gonna hit you badly. Just wanted my emotes. Also fair. The emotes are wonderful. That was the main thing that was the main reason we were so excited for Affiliate back in the day when it first released. It's so funny now as well, bro. Affiliate nowadays compared to like back when Affiliate first released, right? I was there on the front lines of Affiliate's initial rollout back in what year was it? I think I can find it. Wait, it should show it here somewhere. There is somewhere around here. Is it here? Oh, there's stream events. Yeah, I should see. Yeah, back in 2017. Oh god, chat, I just realized it's, oh my god, a month from now. A month from now is my affiliate anniversary again. At which point, it will be my 9-year anniversary of becoming an affiliate next month. Gonna have to figure something out for that. But okay, now I feel ancient. It's in a month, okay? Don't start happy anniversary me now, please. I already I'm gonna feel old as well. Yes, I've been a Twitch affiliate for almost 9 years. In 1 month, it will be 9 years. Which is insane. I was on the front, like 2017 was when they rolled out Twitch affiliate, right? And that was when I was actively streaming back then. They started, I'm pretty sure, of April 2017, and then I got in. Like, they started I think around now, actually. Like, around mid-April 2017. And then I got, like, on the 3rd or 4th week that they were rolling out, I got invited into the affiliate program. I am a grandpa. But back then, the reason why, for a decent period of time, I only had the 3 emotes of Nala and Simba, was because when affiliate first rolled out, you only got 3 emotes. You only had 3 emote slots as an affiliate and no way to get more. Everything else was partner. And then like slowly over time, after I stopped streaming again, and like they started rolling out upgrades and improvements to affiliate, and they've expanded the program now to a much, like, the modern state of affiliate is amazing. Older affiliate was so funny. Emote economy back then, it was insanely brutal, yeah. You didn't get anything, correct? Grandpa, yeah, I'm a stream gram, your Twitch grandpa. 24 hours? 24-year stream? I don't know if I can do that. 24-hour? Maybe. No, stream for 24 years straight, actually. I don't know if you want to see that. That's gonna just be a lot of really boring me lying around on my bed stuff. Being lazy. And then every now and then there'll be something fun of me being gay, probably. But like most of the time, it's just me being lazy. I don't think anyone wants to see that. But yeah, the emote economy back then when affiliate first came out, every affiliate got 3 emotes. And then slowly they started to expand it from there. Where you started to get a few extra emotes based on like I think they did start doing with your sub counts. But they didn't do the sub point system at first. Eventually they added the sub points, and then I think after that they added the bits emotes. But like very, very start of the program, you got your 3 emotes and you just had to be happy with that. Which was so funny. That was why I only ever had 3 emotes of Nala and Simba, because back then I used to stream with my own face, right? I didn't have a PNG. PNG tubing wasn't even really a thing back then, so I just used a camera. And I didn't want the emotes to be me. So I was like, I need cats. So but we only ever got 3 because I only had 3 slots back then. Now I actually have way more and I still need to fill them out. How many slots do we have? Sen, I fell asleep to you. That's a first. That's crazy. I don't know how that happened. I feel like it's more you fell asleep despite me, but I'm glad that the stream was cozy enough for you to be able to fall asleep so. Then do got a calming voice? Are you sure you're watching the same stream? Nap for Zozo. The Sen ASMR is legit. I think you guys are watching the wrong stream right now. Let me see here. What was I checking? Oh yeah, how many emotes do we have? So right now we have 5 statics, and we can add. So I can add 6 more static emotes, and we've got 4 animated, but I can add 7 more. So we've got 6 more statics and 7 more animated emotes to add. Technically 8, because like more chaos was just fun because I wanted to animate it, but it wouldn't actually stay there in the long run. It's more like just a filler emote. Zen stream's easily cozy enough to fall asleep to, 100% sure. No, I've been struggling to sleep so that... Aw, I'm sorry to hear that, lovely. I haven't... Oh, no. But I won't say till tomorrow. It's not... Oh, dear. Well, Bean, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. My DM's always open. I'm also, if you want to just like sit in a call and like exist together for a bit, 100% here for you, lovely. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with bad news. Be kind to yourself, okay? Be nice to yourself. Give yourself the time to navigate. And know that you have so many people around you that are here to hug you and help and hold you and be with you if you need it. Okay? Yeah, thank you guys for giving hugs to Zozo. Thank you, thank you. Cuddle puddle for Zozo, exactly. Dry with blankets. Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure Kovu doesn't make the puddle wet. But otherwise, it'll be a good cozy cuddle puddle. No one wants a wet blanket. Of course, lovely. Take care of yourself, okay? You deserve it. You deserve all the huggies. See this right here? This is the thing that keeps me streaming. Just looking at all the love you guys are outpouring to each other right now. This is 100. This is it. This is all I need. This was always like my dream when it came to streaming, was to have this kind of stuff, like people, like a group of people together that are comforting and loving and adore each other and take care of each other, support each other when they're feeling down. And it's beautiful. I need this command, players, but make it cuddle puddle. Well, non-wet puddles are the best kind, yes. Ideally, yes. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that can enjoy a wet puddle, but like this one needs to be a not wet puddle. Specifically. I hope Kovu isn't in here. You should, okay, wait. Zozo. I need to pitch you an idea right now. Before Plaus puts this together for you. Plaus. If you're making the group hug for Zozo, but the cuddle pile, right? You need to put a clause. Sorry. This is my pitch, okay? So you have the cuddle puddle. Everyone that like joins in on the cuddle puddle gets in the cuddle puddle. But specifically, if Kovu joins the cuddle puddle, the response message at the end needs to mention that the cuddle puddle is now wet. Yes. Yes. Exactly. I feel like that's what you need to do. I don't know how often like Kovu is like interacting on the chat side when you guys are when you're streaming, Zozo, because I know like you two are often streaming together. But like if there is a chance that Kovu would ever like from the chat side join in on the cuddle puddle, you have to have that part. Why did that sneeze feel scientifically accurate? It was part of the process. Perfect, love it, absolute masterpiece, same brain cell. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sneezing is just part of my scientific method, you know? I don't even know why I sneezed. I think someone was talking about me behind my back. That's gonna be with it. Make it possible for him to join without bringing the wet. True. You should let him. You could do. Okay. You could have it so that if he joins normally, he brings the wet. But then if he joins with like a blanket, or if he does like join with blanket or join with towel or something, then he doesn't bring the wet. Dry hug! Yes. If he does the normal version, he just joins and makes it wet. But then if he does like a dry hug or dry cuddle, then he doesn't make it wet. Yes. But don't tell him. Exactly. Don't tell him at first. The first time round, you gotta not tell him. And then, like, yeah, exactly. You tell him that there's a way for him to join the cuddle puddle without making it wet, but he has to figure out how. And it only works for him. Yes. Yes. This is... I am loving this strategy. This is a beautiful, beautiful idea. I'm gonna cry so hard when I see this happen on stream. Oh. Please, Zozo, you need to tell us once it's set up. Once it's ready to function, I need to see it in action. Make sure to clip it. Yes. We need clips, we need VODs, we need highlight, I need everything. Laugh, cry, snot flying everywhere. Oh, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? You should stream, you should do a like collab stream with Kovu and then convince him to join the Cuddle Puddle. Like, once the Cuddle Puddle's added, you guys should do a collab stream together. Then you like show off the command the first time. And it's like, oh, no, that's so cute. Oh, that's lovely. And then the second time you do it again. And then like either you get some psyops in chat to be like, Kovu, join. Or you yourself can tell Kovu to join. But like, you can also get some of us in chat to be like, Kovu, join the Cuddle Puddle. And then he joins. And then it happens. It would be perfect. Then you can get his real-time reaction for just absolute immaculate. I feel so evil right now. And I'm loving every second of it. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, we've got a plan. We've locked in. Kovu isn't gonna know what hit him. Kovu is not gonna know what hit him. Hi, Star. Oh, goodness. Oh, here it comes.
You yap, you drink.
Why did he... You yap, you drink. Why did he say it that way? It was beautiful. But yes, thank you for the hydrate and stretch, lovely. Alright. I'm gonna hydrate more because as soon as that water touched my throat, I realized how dry my throat was. I've been yapping too much. But yes, chat, you should drink some water right now as well. And also stretch, because a lot of you have been sitting here the entire time. And I know that because you've been typing the entire time, which means you probably need to stretch. You need to stretch. Alright? Right now. You have to be discreet in how to get him to join. More like, who's not in the Cuddle Puddle yet? And yes, Kovu joined the Cuddle Puddle, so he doesn't see it coming. Yeah. That's why, like, I'm thinking... That's why I'm thinking, instead of Zozo specifically telling Kovu to join, we need to get some psyops in chat to tell Kovu to join. Like, Zozo can be like, oh, who isn't in the Cuddle Puddle yet? And then, like, some of us in chat are like, Kovu hasn't joined yet. Kovu, get in here. So that, like, he doesn't see it that way. Because I feel like if Zozo says it, he might see something. It's a little bit more suspicious. But, yes. Write it down, because I'm not gonna... Yeah, you might... You're gonna need to, like, put it all together for Plaus. You're gonna need to put it all together for Plaus to do it. So, you send Plaus notes. Perfect. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That was my finger clicking as I started to stretch my hand first. I was doing small hand stretch before I do big stretch because we were still yapping. Send on a yapping stream. Yeah, today's just gonna be a yapping stream. I wasn't quite sure what to do, and then we just started yapping, and then we just kept yapping. And at this point, I'm like, it might as well just stay as a yapping stream today. And honestly,
I'm living for it. This has been possibly my favorite yapping stream so far. I'll be stalking every stream. Yeah, we're all gonna be here, ready and ready, just ready. Not sure what I missed, but it feels like a plot. Yep, it is a plot. It do be a plot. It is 100. We are 100% plotting, and it's going to be magnificent. How unfortunate would it be though if like Kovu was somehow like lurking here in chat right now when all this happened and the entire plot would be ruined. That would have been so sad. Actually, quick spy. I don't see Kovu. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Did a quick spy. That would have been so sad otherwise. Could you imagine? We're sitting here all like evil scheming, and then like literally like 2 seconds later, Kova's like, "You realize I've been here the entire time." It would be very fun. All right, let me do a proper big stretch real quick. Alright, I just macked. At which point it'll be abandoned ship. Yeah, basically. Okay. Alright. Hope you liked the photo spam yesterday. The photo spam was magnificent. Also. Separate from the whole photo spam, real quick, chat. Did any of you see what was posted in Bitcraft? Wait, how many stretches are there? We're out of stock? No, it has a cooldown. The cooldown is... You're not locked out, don't worry. It's on cooldown. It's just, I set it to a 15-minute cooldown to not, like, spam anymore. Because that was the original cooldown. Yeah, you should see a timer. You should see a timer for it. But yeah. I want a yukata. Exactly. Bro. I'm so glad that they're finally showing them. When Zozo understands the pain, because we saw these earlier already, and I so desperately wanted to be like, it's so hard to sit on this. They look so cute. I want to talk to people about these yukatas. The yukatas are so pretty. They're so pretty. I want them so bad. I want them so bad. They're so adorable. All I needed to do was ask Sen if he'd seen it and yep. Literally that. It's so... Oh. The entire set is so cute. Mao, yep. Sitting on information's probably the roughest thing about Partner. I hope they're sharing more stuff with you guys now. More so for the peeps making content to post when announcements come up. Yeah. I was thinking of like... Petal is so... I know. Star, if you haven't seen it yet, I need you to go look right now because I know you're gonna love all of this.
You're gonna love all of this spring stuff. It's so cute. Okay, Star, go to the Bitcraft Discord and look at the announcement of the new cosmetics. And then you can squeal with us. Go do it. Coming out tomorrow. And also, did you see just not only are there outfits, but there are pretty pink trees in the background. Oh no. OBS, you good? OBS. There we go. Are you done being... Huh? I think... Wait. Wait. Hello? What the... How did... OBS, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, great. Oh, what the oh my god. OBS. Okay. OBS is breaking. I'm gonna need to restart it. 1 second. Because now, as you can see, everything's breaking. 1 second. There we go. So, hi. Okay, we should be good now. Welcome back again, thank you. I'm not entirely sure what OBS did there, but it disconnected, it's done this once in the past. It disconnected the stream, then reconnected, said it was still streaming, but actually wasn't uploading anything to Twitch. Meanwhile, the YouTube side was completely fine this entire time. At which point, when I stopped the stream to Twitch and restarted that one, it then acted as if it was streaming twice, which overloaded the encoder, which basically was crashing the entire program. I don't even know how OBS does that. How it can stream twice when it itself had stopped, but... Alright. We're back. I'm sorry for that. I'm not entirely sure how OBS just absolutely obliterated itself there, but hey. But hey, at least we're good. But yeah, so what I was saying was, let me see, are you functioning again? Now everything, now I'm also like constantly worried that it's dying. It dropped frames again. It dropped 1,000. How? OBS, what is wrong with you? What do you mean? Okay. It's doing, now the announcements are being spammed. Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about. The video for the spring stuff. Yep. So, not only are there 4 yukatas, there's the most adorable fucking little baby deer that I want to cry. But also, if you look in the background, do you see all of those spring blossoms, the cherry blossoms? Do you see all the pretty pink trees? Do you see all the pretty trees? Also, one of the things that I wanted to ask about, because I don't recognize it, is the wall that they have in the background there. The wall and fence also looks new to me. Can we have tree? I mean, they look, if you look at the tree, they look planted to me. Yeah, the fence and wall in the background, I don't recognize those either. Like, that looks like it's new to me as well. Can we make that the central tree? Chop down the big tree and just have the little pink ones? All I'm saying is there's gonna be a lot of pink. So there's gonna be a lot of pink trees all over the place. Or give tree to my work area. All I'm saying is there's gonna be a lot of pink trees. They look plantable to me. Cause like you see like the ground upheaved behind them, so. Like if you look at when you look at the like when it shows Petal, the little deer, you see the little mud around the trees. So like it looks to me that might be a plantable decorative tree. But Zozo, I've been demanding plantable decorative trees. Finally, we're going to this. So the thing that my assumption being, because this is all seasonal stuff, right? So I'm assuming we're probably gonna have to gather a seasonal resource in order to plant the seasonal trees. Blossom Way would be exactly. But this means we're actually gonna have to actively go out and gather the specific event resources, I'm assuming, in order to plant these trees. Also, yeah, I was gonna actually wait. You know what? I just realized I'm being an idiot. I'm talking about this, but I can also just do this, chat. Like I don't need to. I literally have a scene for talking about things that we can see. So Oh, this is not though. There we go. All right. Actually, let me shrink you down. So chat, look. For the bit crafters among us, we're gonna have a moment here. This is the video that they just the video that they just released, okay? And we're gonna shred through this real quick. Three for the town square on Goof Troop Way. I will do it and hoard it. Oh, I'm gonna get so many of this, man. I'll be doing that. I've been working on word claims. I stole my word through the pines, but now I'm gonna link it with the pink, line it with the pink trees. I'm going to, okay, so I was talking about this earlier when we were busy designing the road, this municipal way. We're gonna be covering that in these trees. I hope you know. So I hope you're prepared. Oh, so hi, Necro. Oh, no. Necro, you poor bean, I'm so sorry. For the 1%. But okay. So long no one can grief those pretty trees. That's, I'm assuming because they're plantable decoratives that it'll be working the same as with like the lamps. So technically I think I don't know if you can deconstruct them. You might be able to deconstruct them like you can deconstruct lampposts. So potentially someone might be able to, but I'm assuming not. But okay. As I was saying, chat, this was just released in the Discord. So take a look-see. First of all, the stylish yukata outfit bundle. Which, and then the colorful yukata. I love this one. I love this one. Actually, I love all four of them. I need all of them. They look so pretty. Then, we've got this little bean. Look at Petal. Look at them. Look how cute this little baby is. I want to cry. I need the little bean. I know. Give it to me now. I know. Also, the trees here. Look, you can see the little pink trees. And this. What is this wall? Zozo, do you know what wall this is? Because I'm pretty sure this is not something that already exists. I don't know. I think this is a different, because this looks like a very Asian themed structure piece. So I feel like, are we getting a decorative wall? Also, you can buy a flower tiara, a blossoming flower tiara. The cape is really pretty. This cape actually kind of reminds me of Sky though, I'm not gonna lie. It gives me Sky vibes. Little petal on your back. But look at this, look at the building here, this structure. The wall in the background and the fence here. Both of these are definitely I'm pretty sure these are new, because I don't recognize these. And same with the lamp, actually. Wait, is the lamp connected to the fence? It is. So this has to be new, right? So is this a decorative fence that we get to build with like resources from the event or something, maybe? New tier 7 walls? They could also be tier 7. But the color feels, I feel like this is something else, because this in particular gives me very kind of Asian aesthetic. Which, I mean, it could be coincidental and that's why they used it, but like, or it could be event related. It's probably not event related, maybe it's just a new tier of walls and fences that's been added. Or of decorative ones. But I really like how these look. And I really hope it's not tier 7, because we can't get tier 7 yet. But it looks really pretty. If these are walls that were, if these are like walls that we're going to be able to start building, I hope you guys know, I'm sorry, all the walls in the claim are getting replaced. I need to watch it on my big screen. Yeah, I can't. Actually, I could make the, wait. I could make it a bit bigger here, but it is going to be... like here. You can't quite see it as much, but like it's still... Oh, I'm on Tiny Mobile, fair. I've made it a little bit bigger, but like you can see here, there's this yellow, the fence here, but the fence connects with these lampposts, which is very interesting. But they're also separate from the actual endpoints of what the fence looks like, because the endpoints of the fence look like this. So there's something new here. Give me best tools and I will stand in front of the masonry station. I know, right? We're gonna journey away to wherever we have to go in order to get this stuff, because this looks so good. Also, I saw this. Okay, wait, let me continue the video a little bit. Blooming Series bundle is 20,000 shards. Honestly, fair enough. Finally is it a non-Empire cape? Because it looks like it just has an Empire on the back. Are you sure it's a non-Empire cape? Because this looks like the same symbol, because if it has... Oh, wait, now I can't see it. When I need to shrink it back down. Give me a sec. Because I'm kind of in the way. I don't think this is a non-Empire cape. Because like the cape itself is shown without a symbol on it, just like the normal Imperial capes are. And the symbols on this one looks like an Empire cape. So I think this is still an Empire cape. Would be my assumption. Pretty pixels, the Nyan Empire needs these trees. Exactly! I'm glad you understand. There's also those seat cushions over there, and I don't know if those existed before because I don't recognize them. But those might be. But this wall and gate is definitely something. The wall and fence here, sorry, is definitely something new. And, yeah, because there's nothing more here. Yeah, this is just the... if you look here, yeah, this one, look. Look, there's a gate. It's some kind of gate. So this is like a wall, it feels like. It looks much bigger, though, than a normal gate as well. This is some kind of structure. And I'm assuming... that this is just walls and gates. But the combination of like colors and stuff also makes it look more unique to me. It does kind of fit with the spring vibes. So I'm assuming it's not a seasonal thing and that this is like a permanent addition of like a new tier of fences, walls, lampposts. But the part I find most interesting, and I've never tried this, so maybe Zozo, if you know, could you correct me if I'm wrong? But, one second, we got the wall. Yeah, here's more of the wall. You can kind of see it a little bit more what the bottom side of it looks like. There's like little openings in the wall here as well, it almost looks like. I don't know if that's... I think that's just part of the aesthetic of the wall. But you've got the end of the fence here, right? It has this nice little, like, hexagonal shape at the end. It is kind of Spanish, yeah. But then here, the fence is connecting with the lamppost. And I don't believe that other fences do this. Do they? Like I said, I might be wrong. This might just be a case of I've never tried it, so I've never seen it. But it looks to me like the fence is connecting with the lamppost here. Which, like, aesthetically, 100% yes. Like, this is gonna be so good to give you a like a park vibe. But also, Gib. But then I'm wondering if that's a general thing with lampposts or if it's specific to this one. This might also not actually be a lamppost because I don't see like a fiery effect on it. Oh no, there is. Yeah, no, there is. You see a little bit of the sparkles flying out on the side. So this is a lamppost. Either way, it looks really freaking pretty. It looks so freaking pretty. And I need all of it right now. That's all I have to say. Oh. You know what else I see here? Is there a way to... They've also changed the Bitcraft, the server's like symbol at the top of the server like channels list now has a picture of someone with the yukata sitting on some flowers. It looks so pretty. Right. Anyhow. Sorry about that. Are we good? Are we functioning again? We are. Okay. Right. So, I hope you know, for all the municipal kitties, you're all about to get sidetracked. Everybody is about to get involved in doing whatever it's gonna take in order to get us as many of these pink trees as possible. Okay. But yeah, that was the main thing that I needed to yap about to you right now. Um all right. So, I think that was actually most of my yappage for today. I'm a little annoyed that OBS died on us partway through. But other than that, we're good to go. That all being said, we will dive into Bitcraft again on Sunday. Maybe I'm gonna be honest, chat. Maybe I might swap out Friday's art stream for Bitcraft just because it's update day, or well, the day after update, I should say. And I really want to dive into the update stuff and go flower gathering with y'all. So what I might end up doing is we might do Bitcraft on Friday, and then maybe either we'll do like part of Sunday as art stream or all of Sunday as art stream to kind of swap them out to balance it a bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I think I've gotten that's about all. I'll probably do a double stream tomorrow. Oh, did you? Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm a bit sad is like I can't stream update day because Thursday is my no stream day. Also the day that I do like more stuff around the house, and I also cook for the family and stuff like that, so streaming just wouldn't be. I mean, technically I guess I could do a stream in the evening after dinner and stuff like that, but it's so much later. I don't know if I'd want to do that. And it would be off schedule as well. Me. Ignore, was cleaning phone, too late. Me. There's like a part of me that would want to do an update day stream, but also not generally that feasible. What we might also do actually, maybe for next week, we might do a Monday to Wednesday of Bitcraft. Maybe not next week, but we should do it. Maybe like every now and then I might swap that out. But yeah, I think Friday stream at least. I'm probably gonna turn Friday stream into a Bitcraft stream to get into the update stuff. I get that. I've also started to do more off schedule. Yeah, I don't inherently I don't have an issue with off schedule streams. The problem with off schedule streams though is at this point we have a lot of people, we have a lot of kitties that are on very big streaks. That are on like long ass streaks, right? And part of that is as long as I keep streaming consistently, they know when to be here to make sure they don't lose their streak. If I start doing off-schedule streams, I'm worried that that might end up in people losing their streaks. And I don't want to do that. Because I know a lot of people have put in a lot of effort. Streaks aren't exactly. I don't wanna do an off-schedule stream and like risk people losing their streak. So I would want to like announce / thing it beforehand. Exactly, Nick. That exactly. Everyone would be very upset. We just crashed Zozo's stream. Exactly. That's true. We can just crash Zozo's stream. I don't know, like there's a part of me that does want to stream update day. We'll see. Maybe what I'll do is I'll post in announcements and I'll ask if the cuties want to see if the cuties want a bonus Bitcraft stream tomorrow for the. It will only be in the evening anyway because it'll be after I've cooked dinner. Or made dinner, because I'm planning to make salmon wraps tomorrow. So it would be a late start. But like I do really want to. So we'll see. I'll poke it in Discord. But I think we're gonna stop here. Boop to you too, please. Boop's the cutie place as well. Boops yeah on the nose. I need to see the updates. I want the update list, man. I want the full list of updates. So bad. I want to know everything we're getting. As soon as the patch notes are down, you know I'm gonna explode. But yes. I think Zarom had a high streak as well. Oh, there you go. I think I had a streak on you, Zozo, and then I lost it. And I was upset. But I think it was my own fault, so like... I can't even get mad at Twitch for that one. Hi, Sake! Hello, lovely. 9% gay? Oh, no. But that's true, you're not at the bottom. Gone in 3rd place just the way he like it. Yep. Look at him, look at him. Okay. I also have Slid in GVG stream. Oh, so that might be why late night, early morning. Yeah, that might have been. I don't know. It might have also been like that I just missed a stream though. I did have like one day that I stopped, like that I just didn't log into Twitch, which is a very rare occasion. I'm gonna be honest. There are very few days in the year that I don't log into Twitch. And like, I think 2 weeks ago was one of them. But yeah, Ghana's in 3rd place with the 69, and is the only 69 too. Yeah, they do work. I did test them. But yes. Alright, cutie patooties. His was higher than mine. Oh no. But yes, cutie patooties. This is where we are going to end the stream. So, let's go find somebody to raid. And while I look for a potential raid target, well, before I look for a potential raid target, I'm gonna say, like I said, what I'll do is I'm gonna post in the Discord after this to ask if I'm gonna post to the Discord to ask if anyone would want an update day stream, so a late night stream tomorrow as a bonus. If not, say so. But I'm gonna put it in as a poll, as like a yes/no poll. And then otherwise, Friday, I'm probably gonna swap out the art stream for Bitcraft because I really want to dive into the event. Sunday, we'll see. Maybe we'll either continue with more of the event, or maybe I'll swap in some art on Sunday instead to not, take away all the art streams. But to be fair, the art stream was promised initially as a bi-weekly thing. So, but yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Let's go find someone to raid. Who can we raid? Saturday night. No, like I said, what we might do is maybe then on Sunday, I'll mix some art stream in instead to like balance it out. Maybe we'll do purely art on Sunday. Maybe we'll do part art, part Bitcraft. But I definitely want to like hop in and immediately start on like the vibe and in Bitcraft on Friday. Although, yeah, we will also be doing some beta cube giveaways for Bitcraft in this weekend probably. Kind of depends on how quickly I can get the giveaway bots set up. So I might not have that one ready for Friday, but it should be ready by Sunday at least. And there's quite a few to give away, so you better prepare yourselves. You know what? Let's go say hi to the Bever. I see Bever. I want to bother Bever. Should we? You know what? I know what we can do. We can ask Tally if she's seen the Bitcraft announcement. Alright. Yes. So, chat. Our raid message is gonna be... No, we're gonna comfort the Cozy Beaver. Tally is having a tired day. She's just chilling out with some what was it? Quarantine zone. So that's gonna be our raid message. If you do not have access to my emotes, option 1 for ATMeowny in the channel point section down below, you can unlock a static emote of your choosing, and you can unlock Angel to join us in on the raid. Or if you don't want to do that or cannot do that, you can also use Twitch's very own cool cat emote. Because you're all a bunch of cool cats, and that's a fact. Thank you, lovelies, so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again tomorrow or Friday, depending on. Vote in the Discord for whether or not there's a stream tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Bye. Mwah.